Hi everybody, Charlie here. On this episode of the Cherry Podcast, Grayson and I talk about eBay authentication getting underway with card sales. We look at Beckett, looking to grade some of the big cards that people hit on social media. Plus, we look at 90s card cringe and answer your questions live. Thanks for listening, everybody. See you on the next episode. Bye.
Good morning, everybody. It is the Thursday hobby chat happening on Friday because your boy G was in Melbourne for a couple of days. Hustling. What were you doing?
So we've had some really big releases.
Yes.
The last few weeks, which is fantastic. There's a tip of the iceberg stuff, so you've got to buy a lot of product to get that stuff. So a lot of money out, and we bought so many cards.
Yeah.
That cupboard was bare.
Yeah, okay. So it was time to let's get some of this out the door.
Yeah, so there's two things we need to do straight away. One is sort a lot of those cards, get them ready to sell.
Yep.
And the second is just not pay Blake for like a week or two.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Well, he can exist on ramen.
I got a good story. At the end of this, if we've got some time, I've got a good story about Blake.
There's a good Blake story.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Okay.
For me, anyway.
He is a good supply of stories. But we've got a few cool things to talk about this week. There's been we had a great discussion in our Facebook group around some teething problems maybe with the new eBay authentication, which is happening over in the US, has already started happening, I think. There was a thread posted on Twitter from a collector whose card had been sent back to him and the money refunded by the eBay authenticators because it seems he had forgotten to select a condition of the card that he'd listed when he made his listing. Now the buyer had paid, they were happy with the card, they hadn't sent a complaint through to eBay at all. They had seen the pictures, obviously, of I think it was a little Iverson rookie, and it was a bit dinged up. It wasn't horrendous, but it wasn't great. They'd paid around, I think it was $300, and it had gone off to eBay authentication, and because of that omission of the condition, and he might have just forgotten this dude who'd listed the card. He's just like, well, you can see the condition in the listing and in the pictures, so surely that's enough. The eBay authentication had just sent it straight back to him, refunded the buyer, and that was it. So he was a bit shocked that that had happened without any consultation. So I guess things like this with a new program, and a big one, they're going to be doing lots of cards. Things like this are going to occur that are going to need to be worked out as things go on. And I guess if you did forget to put a condition, that could be something that's going to end up with your card coming back.
This might come as a shock to a lot of people, but the first airbags didn't work that well.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. And so, I mean, obviously, in a system that is robot-driven to a huge extent, there's going to be incidents like these. I think that it's I don't know why this stuff becomes public. Like, I feel like that is something that can easily be handled between the seller and eBay. Yeah. It doesn't need to be out there in the public space to be debated and for people to be, services to be pulled through the mud. I don't think there's any value in it. I think that it's interesting that there's a condition sort of sensitivity there. Maybe that leans in towards a phase 2 where they are making an assessment on condition.
Yes.
Potentially there's some sort of upsell there. We chatted about this originally when we mentioned the StockX scenario, whereby I said that they were like, this stuff got returned as not authentic, and I was like, that stuff's authentic. Like that's in better condition than the stuff that we get sometimes directly from Panini. Like this,
Yes.
That's very, very normal. And but when you engage people to contract for you and to do these authentication services, you have to give them a list of policies, and unfortunately they're black and white. Like you can't have grey areas there. So if the robot says send this back, then unfortunately that person or that company has to do it. So I think this is the start of something beautiful. I certainly hope, and I'm sure that eBay are not going to balk at a little bit of Twitter noise.
No.
Nothing untoward's happened here. This is just getting understanding the finer details, and I think that at the end of the day, what we're working towards is 8 airbags that are going to save our hobby lives at some point.
Yeah, that's probably true, and I mean it is the very beginning of the services, and you're right. When you have a computer or a data-driven system, it makes it pretty black and white. Does this, is this X? No, it isn't. Okay, well then, it's got to go back.
Well, during COVID, like not just at the start of COVID, well into COVID, we lost tens of thousands of dollars and significant damage to our reputation on eBay because there was no ability to have a setting that understood the hold-ups in the shipping process.
Yeah.
And so what we ended up having to do, I think, was like make our shipping like $60, choose almost like the overnight version, which would still take like 13 or 14 days, but within that 20-day window, whatever it was. So, because it's drop-down boxes, and you're talking to people who are dealing with millions of sellers, and of which probably, 3% are completely doing the wrong thing. So they don't care if you're like, no, COVID.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's something that'll be worked out. I think they'll obviously, as time goes on, these kinks will be worked out, and probably there'll be more options will be put in. But what do you think about it? Send through your comments. Have you had any experience with it yet? You might be in the US. You might have had to send it through to eBay Authentication. I think it's cards. It's ungraded cards above $700 at the moment. I think I thought that they would initially just be going genuine or fake.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
If genuine, send it. That's what I thought they'd be doing initially. Like, we can this is clearly genuine, good to go. Or this is clearly fake, no way. Obviously, they got a bit more. They're doing a bit more in this stage.
I just want to send them all of our cards and just be like, can you just let me know?
Yeah. All those bulk Pokemon buys where you go, yeah, it looks good, and then a week later, hang on a minute, a few cheeky ones have been slipped in here.
When we buy a lot of cards, and when we bought the Hobby Hangout, that many cards that I was sort of re-sleeving and putting in top loaders and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I did not see that on the day.
Right.
It's like, someone's written like, F.U. Whitey with a pen into the card. I'm like, oh, hang on that angle, it's definitely surface wear.
Right, so, yeah. I mean, it's hard to do that assessment, especially at a busy show like that.
Yeah.
Now, another interesting piece of news I discovered this week was BGS. One of our friends, Eric at BGS, reaching out to collectors who are hitting big cards and saying, hey.
How you
doing? Noticed you hit a big old card there. Would you like it in a Beckett slab?
He hasn't contacted me.
Hasn't contacted you yet?
No.
You've got cool cards though.
Yeah, I went through my Marvel cards that had arrived from the US, and oh my god, so many beautiful cards.
Now, I think I really like that tactic, just as a marketing tactic. I mean, as a collector, you get a win. The card is protected. It's in a slab, and they do it gratis. So you get that express grading process just on the house. And
oh wow, really?
Yeah, and if you're Beckett, I mean, you've got cool cards, more cool cards in your slab.
Listen, we spoke about it at the start of the show. Sometimes you just got to hustle.
Yeah.
And my mate Jeremy over there, over the weekend, released it. This is the Beckett, not 5-year plan. This is the Beckett sort of 1 or 2 year plan.
Yep.
There's a lot of stuff happening there, and they clearly have decided that they need to hustle. That things are not going the direction they should be, and that they need to hustle. And so they're hustling, and I like it. Like you look at like LeBron right now. LeBron, he's hustling.
Yeah.
Like literally the ship has fallen apart around him.
Yep.
And he's hitting the court, and he's doing his thing, and he's hustling because he understands what's at stake in the long term.
Yeah.
He wants to score. He wants the most points ever. That's what he needs for LeBron. He's got rings. So just hustle. You get like Joe Burrow, ankle. Like, if I injured my ankle like he did in the Super Bowl, hospital.
Yeah.
Like 5 weeks off.
Yeah.
I'd be in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Like with Dale on FaceTime.
Yeah. I'll see you in September.
So some people hustle. Guys like Kawhi, you don't hustle. Like Kawhi just turns up, and if you're a championship team, he turns up for 30 games a year. If you're not a championship team, he just doesn't turn up at all.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray in the playoffs didn't have the right contract on the table, so he decided he wouldn't run all game.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. So some people, when they need to, they hustle. Obviously me, LeBron,
Yes.
Burrow.
Yes. You're up there.
Me, LeBron, Burrow.
On the dais.
And then Beckett.
Yes.
Beckett are hustling. I like it. Eric, give me a call. I found 4 Marvel PMGs.
Whoa.
On the weekend. So we need to speak. Get a bit of free express grading. Just hustling. Love it. And not that PSA don't. But PSA...
No, of course not. Yeah.
PSA have been flat out hustling for the last year. Some of the moves they've made have been fantastic. So good to see Beckett have, pulled the big boy pants on.
I think it's a great idea. It feels to me. Hey Jordan, thanks for tuning in, mate. It feels to me like an idea from a brainstorm. Like, what are we going to do, guys? And Eric's like, what if we DM dudes who've hit big cards and give them free express grading? Put it in a Beckett slab, and then maybe every time that card comes back out for auction or it's back out to get sold, you've got a big old Beckett logo in front of everybody. So smart.
You know who does?
Who?
Kenny. I've heard stories. People have been in a live break with Leighton.
That's true.
Brad's hit a big card for them.
Yeah.
And Joe Blow. He's sitting there on his PC, and he hears Kenny arrive at a private jet. He lands like in the street out the front of his house.
Yes.
Just like, it's like windows shaking. Like,
what the fuck was that?
Yeah, wife's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Just Kenny G.
Kenny G's at the front door, and he's like, I'm going to make you a millionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it to me. We'll take care of it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. No, that is true. I mean, that is obviously not true. The story of him landing in people's streets.
I've heard it.
Oh, have you? But 100% he contacts people. Yes.
Absolutely.
And says, if you're looking to sell over golden auctions.
Yeah. And that's where, it's not where the growth's come from. They've made lots of really smart decisions, but
yes,
it comes from the top. You've got to be prepared to hustle.
Yeah.
Jeremy Murray, he's hustling.
Yeah.
He's on the socials on the weekend. This is a big thing for them. Who hustled when PSA needed it? Matt Turner hustled.
Yeah.
Comes from the top.
Yep, 100%. I think it's cool. Now, another one, this is just a dumb topic because I saw something cool on Twitter yesterday. It was modern players on old card designs. There's a Zion Beam team. It looked cool.
We did this ages ago.
Do we?
Yeah.
We've done it before.
Yeah.
There was a 92, 93 Fleer LeBron.
Yeah.
And there was a 92, 93 Upper Deck LaMelo. Wake up. Which one would you bring back? What set would you bring back from the 90s? Because the 90s are coming back.
I don't.
Fanatics are going to take over. They're going to pull back the old cool designs that everybody loves. Rose-colored glasses, right? So what would you bring back? I'm bringing back 92, 93 Upper Deck because I like that little banner underneath.
Yeah. I don't know if when Fanatics take over, if we're going to be here anymore. There's going to be... I don't think anyone's going to remember the 90s. What were the 90s? When Fanatics take over, the 90s will be similar to what the 40s were in the 90s. Yeah?
No, it's not that far back.
50 years.
No, it'll be like the 60s.
I'm an idiot.
It'll be like the 60s.
No, the 60s.
That's true. Wow, that's deep.
Yeah,
yes.
It was deeper with the 40s, but it's deeper.
Think about that, like what that difference was for you if you're a 90s kid looking back to the 60s and you're like, oh, black and white TV,
cringe.
the Beatles,
It's cringe.
It's cringe.
Stop it.
And now in 2025, I guess, when they take over and they start putting out 90s designs, kids are going to be like, what?
Yeah, it's not interesting.
Yeah, that's
not
true.
interesting at all.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Stop being cringe.
Just understand that what people want right now is for Panini to make 20 more Prism colors.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
That's what they want. Just get in line. But anyway, I'd bring back the behind the glass.
Yeah,
Like that.
yeah, yeah. That was sick.
I don't know why. I like it, and I find that everyone. I've never found anyone who hasn't liked it. I don't know why I like the Upper Deck flight team so much.
Yeah,
It's a boring card. It's not foily. It's got like a little logo of like a I don't know, like a fighter pilot or a war sergeant or something on it, and obviously a fighter pilot's a flight team. Then I remember the Shaq one, like with dunking, and
yeah.
they re-released it in 0809 with like an autograph version of it, which was really popular. It was like one of my favorite cards. I'm not sure why. It's really boring, and I wonder what it takes to identify what that is in a modern set. Like, what's that boring card? Is it a Net Marvel? Like a real boring card, not too hard to get.
Like a super ordinary looking card.
Yeah.
That in the future is like, haha, that's cool.
Yeah, it's so fucking cool. Maybe it's Net Marvel, I'm not sure.
What about the splash?
Well, the splash is... I mean, I think the gold variations of the splash are underrated. They're very pretty. And the other one is, and I noticed this once again going through my Marvel cards. Eric.
Keep dropping Marvel cards.
Eric. Bit Express.
PMGs.
Jambalayas, which I won't get graded because they're always shit. The edges on them are crumblier than like a fucking old cake.
Like a big old Deadpool jambalaya or something.
I didn't know Deadpool. I've got like Spider-Man, but I've got who's the Spider-Man who wears like a black suit with a white spider and it's like really futuristic?
Oh, that's Peter Parker, but it's a different excuse me, different suit.
Okay, well, I've got that Spider-Man, and I've never seen anyone interested in that Spider-Man, but I've got that one. As a jambalaya, but every single set, the Marvel Gem set, I've got that set of jambalayas a few times over. Any release with a jambalaya in it, I go absolutely spare for. I love them. So bring back a jambalaya any which way you like it.
Yeah, that's cool. Yes, jambalayas. Should 100% come back.
Yeah.
Did they put him in that Upper Deck? Put him in that that release late last year.
Josh has said this again. He's called it Miles Morales. I don't think it is.
No, Miles Morales suit. Yeah, he's more recent. That's like black and red. They wouldn't. If you're talking like a 2000s card, then it wouldn't be Miles Morales yet.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It'd be too early for him. Simpsons cards says main card connect.
Yeah, they're cool set. It's a really cool set. It's an awesome set. And Simpsons is still somewhat relevant.
I think I think it's the last 2 decades I've been waiting for The Simpsons to end because I'm sick of it. But apparently millions of people still love it.
Yeah, the dad said today. Oh my god, if he hears that, we're in trouble.
Good. Now, we've had a couple of cool releases, or we've got one coming and one just come out, which is for Australian collectors, mainly, new AFL footy stars from Select. It's been huge.
Okay.
What's the aftermarket doing for it yet? Do you know?
I'm going to say 2 things. 2 things about footy stars.
Yeah.
3 things.
This is Aussie rules cards for
2
the
things.
Americans watching, listening.
Australian rules football cards. 2 things. 1, you can get a Dustin Martin signature
Cool.
in a packet. It
Oh,
costs less than $6.
not just redemption.
It's redemption.
Okay.
But you can get it
Yeah, in a $5 pack.
in a $6 packet.
$6 now. Yep.
Which is just work that out in your mind for a little bit.
Yeah,
That's incredible in today's current market.
Yep.
And the second thing is that we're less than a week in,
Yeah.
and it is almost sold out. And not because it was underproduced. This had a pretty good print run.
Yep.
So-
Well, it's their it's their entry level product to be everywhere.
Yes.
At Kmart, at newsagents,
Yep.
card shop, everywhere.
And it's almost sold out.
Yeah.
Just beyond anyone's imagination how successful this would be, and we'll have a chat to Select about it and sort of get their feedback on or give them feedback, but also see what their expectation was.
Yeah.
But ours was certainly not sell out 1 week. Like ours was, okay, well, this looks really good. Oh, okay, well,
Yeah.
3 months down the track, we should be sort of starting to smell the bottom of that barrel.
Yes.
But no, almost all gone.
Are the jumbo boxes new?
So it's the first ever time they've done a jumbo release, and Panini have done this successfully.
What's the jumbo? Is that like big old fat boys?
Yeah, big packs.
Fat packs.
Stacks of cards in them.
Okay.
Offer like a different potential hits.
Oh,
So
yep.
different sort of variations to enable that print run to expand without affecting the numbers on certain popular cards.
That's smart.
Very smart. Panini's done it successfully for ages. It's nothing new, but it's new for Select.
Yeah.
Extremely popular. It's selling about two to the hobby box 1.
Okay.
So the market has decided they prefer it. Maybe because it's new.
Yeah. And is there a set you can get only in that?
I'm pretty sure the Dusty's only available in the jumbo.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Yeah.
I stand corrected. My only gripe with this, and I feel like the writing has to be on the wall, but they absolutely need to do the choice variation that Panini do. So
Okay.
Select have got this jumbo now, they've got the hobby, they need to create a singular packet option with a higher,
Right.
a lower numbered, higher value chase.
Yep.
And the reason they need to do it is because we're running breaks from from 5 p.m. through to 1 a.m.
Yeah. The boxes take a while to get through.
They take a while.
Yeah.
They're it's an absolute grind.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Similar to Pokemon.
It's fun in the sense that there's customers, they're engaged, they're enjoying it.
Yeah.
There's that,
And there's lots of cards.
yeah, but it's not a product that breaks well. It's a huge amount of time.
Could you do like Optichrome footy stars?
Well, they do an optic version. Well, they do like an XTR version. They could absolutely do a Chrome version.
Yeah.
But that's not what I'm calling for. They need a one packet product that you can just tear through in brakes. That is absolutely a home run for brakes. And this is something that Panini and Topps identified in probably 2012. I really remember it catching on.
Okay.
We had innovation, not as in innovation, we had the product innovation.
Right.
Innovation, intrigue, gold standard.
Yes.
Suddenly there was this flood of just single packet boxes. And then it came up, we started getting the Prism choice and the Optic choice and the Donruss choice. And so even the main brands, those flagship brands that have SKUs that were designed for braking.
Yeah.
Designed for that customer interaction, engagement, fast moving, and like bang. Okay, well then, like literally, the next packet could have another card numbered to 10 or less.
Yeah.
Or a short print insert, or not the next. Not you're gonna have to wait 13 packets time, or 15 packets time, or 30 packets time to get another big hit. You could have another massive select footy hit in T-minus 45 seconds.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So I think that's the bit that I'd like to massage out of.
Oh, that'd be cool. Imagine having that for next season. That'd be great fun. What are people chasing in that? Is that like the coloured variants that people are after from those ones, like dragons? If we're talking Panini.
Short prints, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But they've generally got the similar insert sets. So normally you can still get like the Colour Blast, or you can still get the Next Day Autos.
Right, yeah.
But then they might have a couple of SKU specific variations that are not numbered.
Yeah.
That you can only get in those products. That might be to like 150 odd.
Yeah.
Then there's an 88 in a lot of them that's only to that product, and then an 8, a green. They were designed, I think, for the Asian market, so there's numbers that suit that market.
Oh, okay.
But the concept is that this is a high-end, fast-moving, entertaining offer.
Yeah, okay. Well, I think that'd be great fun. Good addition. Have we got anything left? Oh, we've got EPL Prism to talk about as well. That's out soon. Is it like next week?
It's next week.
We're going to have a giveaway too, by the way.
Yeah, we've got Breakaway and Choice will be listed today. Very limited volume of Breakaway and Choice. Breakaway is always the standout seller. And Choice is, well, we just talked about that for the high-end players. The hobby has really taken off this week. We're just ploughing through cases of it.
Right.
Ronaldo Colour Blast is sort of where everyone is like hoping for. Hopefully the checklist will be out today and we can confirm if that is actually a thing or not. I should have checked. That's the one everyone's hoping. Man United Ronaldo Colour Blast. So fingers crossed.
Yes.
Someone might confirm that in the comments if they've already checked. And then, of course, we're expecting to see dual auto Ronaldo and Beckham as well, potentially being a part of this, which would be huge also. But Ronaldo, Man U back in the EPL, what is going to be the impact of that on the product? And I'm not sure if it's sold out elsewhere, but it's just been ploughing through this week. So
yeah, okay. Well, that's going to be huge. It's out on the 9th, I think.
Ronaldo Colour Blast is in.
Oh, Carmelone Collector just made G's day.
Yeah, fantastic.
Excellent. Well, that's exciting for soccer players, soccer collectors next week, middle of next week, isn't it? Or end of next week, I think. Let's have a look at some of the questions. Igor's Vault. Interesting. Where do you see vintage Star Wars sealed boxes going long term? You picked one up. I mean, is that vintage? That was 90s.
That was 90s, yeah, Galaxy. I love the Galaxy set.
Is it? Are we talking old school tops?
Yeah, he's talking the
But is there any of them out there?
Yeah, there would be, yeah. I think there's a lot produced.
There probably was.
Do I see it going anywhere? Absolutely. Am I always surprised by how little the cards are worth comparatively? Yes. I don't know enough about it, to be honest.
Well, those cards you're talking, I've got lots of those old Topps TV and movie sets, and it's the way that some of those cards were cut is pretty brutal. They were, we're talking 70s, 60s, 70s production era, and the some of the centering especially is absolutely brutal on those cards. Like, and even within one packet of wax cards, you can have the centering go from this is okay to absolutely atrocious. Like the border of the image is right down in the corner. So it's just I think the value in some of those older sets, especially if we're talking Star Wars, which is late 70s, it's hard to get. It's hard to pull a card, extremely hard, that's going to get even a 9 or an 8.
Yeah, they bat it up.
Yeah. Any update on... Oh, we've got to get rid of that one first. Let's have a look here. Any update on UFC Prism 2022? Says AIDS.
How do you spell that? UFC
Prism 2022.
Prism Basketball. I'm just looking at the calendar. Prism WWE.
Oh.
Prism UFC is the 23rd of March.
Okay.
Donruss UFC, 30th of March. Prism WWE, the 6th of April.
Dale says, what's the best way to stop Josh Laker telling lame jokes all day? I don't think it can be done.
No, and he was
Yeah.
off. He was unhinged. He said, what was he saying? He was saying his wife asked him if he could drive. His wife asked him if he could drive spaghetti, and she was shocked when he drove past her.
Wow.
And I was just like, "Are you all there? Like, are you okay?"
For those who aren't able to get into the store, Laker manages the main store. He manages the whole team there, and he is the king of dad jokes.
Oh, it's not right. And the amount of times I get called in people's offices by people that are just saying, "Grayson, I'm here, either shuts up or I'm out."
Yeah, I can't deal with the cringe.
No, terrible.
Yeah.
I do want to tell you a story, though, a quick story. We'll get back to the questions. I do apologise, guys. I sent Blake a message whilst I was over there. And I had a free breakfast for my stay at the hotel.
Yeah.
And it was for 2. And I sent him a message. I said, "Hey, buddy, do you want to have breakfast tomorrow morning?"
Yeah.
And he said, "Absolutely." Anyway, so I rock up at breakfast at the Crown, and there's this fella standing in front. I'm in my shorts and my shirt. This fella standing in front.
You just come down from hotel room,
room.
Relaxed.
Yeah, really relaxed. And there's a guy there wearing R.M. Williams. He's got his beautiful little bone slacks on.
Yeah.
Lovely little blazer.
Yeah.
His Burberry scarf.
Wow. Fancy.
Very dapper.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. He's like, "I thought you meant a proper breakfast. I thought we had like clients or suppliers or something."
What did he ask?
So he basically looks like I've had a guest for the evening in my hotel room.
Yeah.
This old dishevelled fella with this young, very
supple
young man.
Yeah.
And so we go to breakfast, and he's about 5 plates in. It was all you can eat, and we've got to leave. We've got to get to work. Got to hustle.
Yeah.
Didn't want to eat anything too much, and we're about to walk out the door.
Yeah.
Blake's pockets are filled with like
pastries
and jams. So that you can hear him like
shuffling.
You can hear him like clinking and clattering as he walks towards the door, and these jams that he's just borrowing.
Yeah.
And he says, "I might just grab a piece of cheese for the road." I said, "Sorry?"
What?
Piece of cheese. So he goes over and he's chopping off like a kilo, half a pound of cheese, and one of the waiters walks over to him, says, "Can I be that, sir?" And he sort of flies around, swings around, and he clink, clack, clatter, and
A couple of pastries fall out.
guy's obviously aware that this gentleman's taking morning tea with him,
Yes.
and Blake panics, and he says, "Oh, just one more piece of cheese." "Would you like a plate, sir?" So he goes, gets him a plate, puts like half a kilo of cheese on the plate, gets it off the plate, eats it like you would see like an Attenborough documentary, like a bird sort of gathering food and is going to regurgitate it later for its young. So he's got this half amount of cheese in his mouth. You can see it like going in his mouth. Takes his plate 500 meters over to our table, puts the plate down, clinks and clacks us all the way back to the door, and we leave. And it was like I'd watched a skit from a film.
That's fantastic.
Just like, what chance have I got?
Yeah.
I've got Dad Jokes Anonymous over here. I've got a young Leslie Nielsen
Yes.
for breakfast.
Yep. Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I like that. Good story.
I thought so.
Next one from Carlos. When will you guys have AFL singles on your site? A lot of people asking.
Yeah, I'm not even 100% sure that we got enough for singles.
Right.
I think Dale wanted
Really?
to see... No. I think Dale wanted to see how deep the product was going to play first in terms of how quickly we're going to sell out. I'm not sure we're going to have singles.
That's a shame. People just want it too much. They're after all the boxes. Dan Howe. Good question. The product this year you're most excited about being released. Could be long-standing or a brand new one. I just saw the box for WWE Prism. I posted it in our Facebook group. The box is the first images of debut WWE Prism. It looks fantastic. It's got Roman Reigns, Becky Lynch front and center. So that would be, because it's a brand new area for Panini, which is just going to be great fun. So that would be my one, and it's coming soon.
I agree. I can't say anything more to that. I think the next Flawless Soccer, and I think they'll definitely do it. It's a World Cup year. Next Flawless Soccer will be really interesting. I'm hoping that we can see the first Panini Alan stickers, probably stickers, Alan autographs. But beyond that, the Prism WWE.
Yeah, okay. Let's take one more, because we're getting a bit of construction noise here now. Karl Malone Collector, another good one. What are your thoughts on the blank canvas insert from Select in the latest AFL release? Are you impressed they're creating well sought after inserts aligned with Panini? Well, what happened with the bang from last year? I noticed it's missing this year.
No comment. We're seeing this at the moment with the tops have got a really cool insert, homeward bound, and people are saying it's a lot like the excuse me, a lot like the downtown.
Ah, okay. Copying goes on. Everybody copies. Everybody takes inspiration.
I think that there's a line and it's crossed occasionally, and I think that when you are a market leader like Panini, you have to protect your brands. So I think that at times, I'm sure Panini have probably said, not happening. Yeah, get rid of that. I do think that it makes sense that these other manufacturers are creating things as close as possible with hopefully not infringing as to the world's most popular trading cards. But I'm not a fan when they look the same at all.
Yeah, okay.
With the graphic artists are just taking it, just lazy.
Yeah.
And the manufacturers are not necessarily aware of every single particular insert or card that gets created.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a lot to be made about being innovative and doing something that makes Panini say, "Ooh, we could do something like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's where you get guys like Brian Gray who create cards, and you're just like, wow, that'd be...
Yeah, that's out of control.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, but for the most part, I'm really liking the look and feel of the sets.
Beautiful. Good question, Carmelo Collector. Thank you, everybody, for your great questions. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next week. Bye.